And welcome to the show. We have Ziggy Zeigler joining me here on the show here tonight. Sports and hip hop with DJ Mad Max, Light 365, iHeartRadio. Welcome, man. How's it going? How's your night going? You're out in Dubai right now, or are you back in the States?
No, I'm back in the States now, bro.
How's your time out there in Dubai? I know you're not really a closed mind person. You're open minded. You like traveling. You've been to Czech Republic. You've been all around the place. So tell me how it's been out here, and especially Dubai.
Bro, that was absolutely life changing. This is my second time in my life, but it was absolutely life changing. Dubai, you know what it was? Is because I like to think of the world as an abundance place. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what even brought me out there. And when you come from like, what we like to call nothing, it's kind of hard to have that type of mindset with people around you. So going out there was like so eye-opening, not just because I was in Dubai, but because of the way that the culture is. It's fucking abundant. It was crazy for me to, excuse my language. It was
Oh, you're
crazy.
good.
Okay, but yeah, it was crazy for me to really realize that that city was only built 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, the way that the culture works, it's like, if you're actually from there, if you're a real citizen, after you finish high school, they're gonna go pay for all of your college if you want to go to anywhere in the state, no matter who you are. Once you get married, they give you a house. I'm not talking some just random rinky-dinky house, like a mansion. They give you a whole crib, bro. So there's no homelessness, no real poverty. Everybody out there is living in abundance.
Mm-hmm.
And to think that there's a nation out there that's on that type of time, it's crazy, because if you grow up here watching the news every day, you think the whole world is just in shambles.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, when you look at, especially, I think a lot of it has to do with social media too, because you see how everyone's at each other's throats. It's like when you have a career in entertainment, you kind of want to shy away from all that, even though Kanye's kind of bringing us back into that, and that's a whole other fiasco. I really don't want to get into Kanye right now, but when we look at everything that you've achieved this far and really getting out of here, and I heard about your life story because you didn't come from the best of backgrounds, unfortunately, and learn about moving out to LA and being homeless for a year straight out of Phoenix. So how did you really start networking out here in the game and just having that mindset and coming out to LA?
Man, okay, so it's actually a wild story.
Because you started out as a videographer, right?
Yeah, bro. So yeah, why do you know that? So yeah, me and my bros. So I was a videographer. Mostly because I wanted to be in entertainment, but I didn't believe in myself to go do the thing I truly wanted to. I was like 1 in a million, right? It's crazy how confidence works once you start working up. The mind is not a joke. So there was this guy, his name was Petro Sunny. He wanted me to shoot a music video. And I started this company, Brass Bacon, is like production company / events / music. This somebody came to me and was like, hey, yo, we want to shoot a music video. Can you come shoot it for us? We're going to go to LA, because I was in Tucson, Arizona at the time. I went to school out there. I went to U of A. I'm from Phoenix. I'm from the south side of Phoenix, Arizona. But I went to U of A for a little bit, and I had dropped out. So this was after the dropout. I'm in Tucson, Arizona. I started this company with some kids I met at the college. And they were like, yeah, dude, come with me to LA. I'll pay for everything. And I was like, yeah, look, man, I'm out here sleeping on the couch right now. Forget you paying for my trip. I'm only doing things for money. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna do a service for you, I need to get paid. And the guy was like, yeah, man, I mean, we spent all this money on this whole thing. I didn't even know these guys for real. But they're like, we spent all this money on this whole thing. I was like, sorry, I can't do it. And then I went to my boy, who I was partnered up with at the time. And I was like, dude, these guys want me to go over here to LA. He's like, no, Ziggy, I think you need to go do this. And I was like, what? Like, you're the one telling me that, because I had to pay everybody or like get some money in. And he's like, nah, bro, you need to do it, man. Like, you're the CEO, you need to be in LA. And I'm like, all right, forget it. I'll do it. I ended up agreeing. We hop in the car, we go to LA. That's a crazy story too. I blacked out that night, woke up in the car on the way to LA. Don't know how they picked me up, don't know what happened. But I'm on the way to LA. So we're supposed to shoot this guy's music video. I ended up meeting my brothers, Wave Pop. Shout out to them. They pull up to the house, bumping music, and the energy was so immaculate. The vibes were so crazy, and we just believed in each other. And I was very depressed at the time. I just went through a breakup, and Shorty was out there at the college getting busy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm over there like, damn, I'm in deep. And so my bros, because I thought they were so cool, they were like, "No, bro, you're a star, bro. Like, you don't understand, you're a star." I was like, "Damn!" And they started instilling this confidence in me too. and I gave them something as well. So we ended up scrapping the whole idea while we came out there. We shoot a music video for them. They created the song right there. I created the concept. We shot the video, and that was the start of a beautiful like come up, you know, because I was already homeless for like a whole 2 years before I met them. No, but I was grinding. Like I said,
Yeah.
I had people with me. I was really grinding.
Smokepurpp,
Yeah.
Murder Beats.
Murder beats, went to all of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was still working, but I was really going through it. And people didn't realize I'm really trying to make something happen, you know. And then I meet these guys. These guys end up being my brothers because they ended up getting evicted. And the same time I was out there, we're supposed to be out there for 2 days. We stayed out there for like 2 weeks. And they ended up getting evicted. And they're like, yeah, man. So, you know, we got to go. We're going to go to Atlanta and we're going to go make something pop over there. Like, okay, well, I got my team with me. We got to go back to Arizona. So I'm like, okay, we left. I decided to put a show together. I put a show together. I'm like, yo, we need to get y'all out here for the show. I want y'all to headline. It was Fight Club, which is a EDM duo group. This dude named, what's his name? Dirty Audio or something like that, because the school loved EDM. You know, I don't like EDM, but that's what they love. And then I decided I'm going to bring something new. So I brought Wave Pop out because they were hip hop artists. I'm like, yeah, let's bring them out. Brought them out. We shut that city down, bro. Tucson that night, we shut it all the way down. Like there's two places where they party. They like to do University Row, or they go to the bars in downtown. And we shut it down. They shut all the bars down in downtown that night. I don't know what it was. The energy was crazy. And it was at Gentle Ben's, by the way. Shout out to them. Anybody listening that knows Gentle Ben's in Tucson, Arizona, you know what I'm talking about. And we popped it off out there. And my boy was like, that night, it was so crazy. They had just flew in from Atlanta. They're like, yo, we need to go to LA right now. Let's pack up the car and let's go. I'm like, bro, I don't have anything to pack up. They're like, yeah, me neither. We just came from Atlanta. Forget everything. Let's go, bro. I'm telling you. I said, okay, forget it. We jumped in the car. I'm telling you, the energy was crazy, bro. We drove straight to LA. We didn't look back. We was homeless. We slept We slept in my homie's girlfriend's car. We slept in multiple motels, but when we couldn't get a motel, scraped up enough money to get that, we slept in the car, or we slept on the homie's couch or on the floor, and we just thugged it out, man. And that was for like a year straight. But what we did, like, you know, and again, so what I was doing at the time was making videos and like running this company to do events and like kind of managing my friends. And then I started getting in the studio. People started being like, bro, this sound you got, like, you need to do this. And I've always wanted to sing in the shower, playing guitar. My studio right here, I have guitars and stuff. Like, I've always loved it, but it's just a hobby. And so what I did was have a notebook, you know, when we were homeless. And all three of us, we held each other accountable. And we wrote in this notebook every single day for 90 days straight, give or take.
This is how you envisioned what life was going to be like eventually for you guys, right?
Yes, bro. Yeah. So in that notebook, every single day, I wrote what my life was going to look like 3 to 5 years from now and 10 years from now. And I wrote everything down with so much emotion and vivid detail. And I did it every single morning when we woke up, because it was an escape. It was like either depression and sadness and hurt. Got to think about the way that our world is right now, or let's fucking dream, you know? So I decided to dream, and we did that. Now, everything I've been writing in a notebook has come true, you know? And the things that haven't all the way came true, I have a plan for, and it's going down right now, you know? And it was part of how I was able to evolve into my higher self, which is now ultimately confident that I'm the next one, you know?
Absolutely. And you're really making some noise out there in Houston, but apparently the police knew who you were in Dubai. Because at the
Bro,
Grand Hyatt, I heard that, you know, some things went down here because of a drone.
bro.
They were able to track a drone to your hotel in the Grand Hyatt out there. And
yeah, no,
the
so
police knew who you were, knew your music.
Yeah, bro. So this is insane to me. And this is just God, bro. God and the God in me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, so my boy's flying. I'm not even flying the drone, but that's my bro. Cause like this has been my best friend since high school. We're the ones like we got it out the mud together, you know? And so we're in Dubai. He's flying a drone to get some cool shots. Little did we know that we're allowed to even be flying drones. You know what I'm saying? The whole country does not allow that, and they do not play. And apparently, in a normal situation, they would take you to the fucking to the police station with a bag over your head. That's what the security in the hotel told us. And we're like, all right, this is wild. So they ended up pulling up on us. We were in a meeting somewhere downstairs. They pulled up on us, grabbed us, took us upstairs to the room, got the like searched the whole room. We had people calling us like, oh, they're freaking out. And I'm like, bro, just calm down. Everything's gonna be all right. Like, I had no idea what was going on, but everything was gonna be all right. And so they tore his room apart. They're like, yeah, are you, Ismail George Terraza? They're like, he's like, yeah, how you know my name? They knew what we looked like, our full names and everything. And they're like, okay, you guys need to come with us. Like, everything's gonna be cool, but you guys have this drone. We don't allow that here. You guys need to come down to the station. We got some questions. So I'm like, all right, I'm not about to let you go by yourself, bro. I'm rolling with you. So we both hopped in the car. As soon as we get in the car, these guys are super cool. They're like, yeah, man. So really love your hair, man. You look really familiar. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Said, are you on TikTok? I said, no, I'm not on TikTok. But I make music. So the guys in the car, they're like, we want to hear it. I play the music. They're like, hey, this is lit. Wish we would have recorded it. They're jamming out. So then we get to the station, and so this is cool. It's a different culture because it's like military. They beat them. They're like, it's not like, hey, sergeant, whatever. They're like, so like, bro, this whole time I'm sitting there like, bro, I don't know what we're doing, but we got to be real careful as to how we talk to these people and greet them. So one of the sergeants come out and they're like, yeah, so I heard them say something about, yeah, the superstar. And I was like, what? They pull up and it's like, yeah, man, hey man, I've seen you many times. Ziggy, I like your music. I'm like, wow, crazy. So after that, everything's like super, super smooth. We ended up getting out of it with nothing but a slap on the wrist. And they took the SD card. Apparently, they have to confiscate the drone. They didn't. I don't know. So the love was absolutely amazing. And then me and my boy decided to go snowboarding in the Dubai Mall. We did that. And as I'm walking through the mall, there are these people that were like dressed up in a little Santa, like Halloween, Christmas stuff. They were elves and stuff. And they just stopped me, take a bunch of pictures with me. They knew who I was. And then I also lost something at the airport, went to the lost and found, and had to get my backpack. They helped me get it really fast. They like treated me very, very nicely out there. Helped me get it really fast. And then the guy was like, you look very, very familiar. I think I've seen you before. And I was just like, this whole time, whether it's just a wink from the universe or, these people have like really been following me. It's a big, big, big like thing for me because like I said, I like, I don't know, 2 years ago, I really just decided, I'm going to do this and I'm going to go all the way. Like I have ultimate confidence in myself. If not me, then who? I've been through everything. I already have the story. You know what I'm saying? I got the work ethic. I've already accomplished so much and so many other things. Why not try to do the best thing that I could possibly do with this life that I've been given? Mm-hmm. So I thought that, because before I got the confidence, I was like, there's no way that I can do that. And so then when I first started doing it, I was like, you know what? It would just be amazing if people just knew my music. If people just like bobbed their heads to my music and knew a couple of lyrics. That would be a dream come true. And now that's now, and I would dream about that moment. And I've had dreams about other things, seen it, so it's just like ultimately satisfying and like I have so much gratitude,
You've spoken about it before that you manipulate yourself into believing in you, and that's what we've seen manifest here so far when we look at it. So what song would you say, because Alter Ego was the one that dropped, and that's when you really had an open mind because one of your friends was getting their hair dyed and he said, I dye my hair too. So this is how you really started to expand your artistry into the person that you really are. So what really clicked as far as the confidence goes when it comes to song wise for you? Was it Alter Ego?
It was Alter Ego, bro. Yeah, that was the very first song that I ever dropped, and the song was about tapping into that high version of myself. And I'm a firm believer in obviously belief and the mind is where you're made. But when you make music, it's something magical about it. I read this book called The Science of Getting Rich, and they basically said that whenever you combine thought with the thinking substance, that thought finds the most immediate and convenient form to cloak itself into your reality. In other words, when you combine thought with raw energy, raw emotion, chakra, that thought comes to life. And so that's like one of the, like, I guess, science behind manifestation. And I'm sitting in the studio making this song, but while I'm making this song, I don't really like come up with lyrics and write like the old school guys do, you know what I'm saying? Which respect to them, they created the game. But I don't really do that. I like to go in there and just let out whatever is in my mind, and I let it come from the heart. And then I'll go back and like restructure it and stuff. But a lot of times when I do it like that, it's magic because my soul's desire comes out, or my soul's like true intentions and feelings come out, and it speaks back to me. And I'm like, holy shit. Sometimes I don't even know what I said, and I play it back, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, this is what it's telling me to do now. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that, right? And that's how that song was made. And I just knew that I wanted to break out. You know, this is during COVID. You know, it was lockdown, and we were in LA. We finally had a crib. It's crazy. We got the crib right before COVID happened. Right before it happened. It's crazy. Right before the lockdown happened. It was like 4 days later after we moved into the crib, they shut everything down. Y'all can't come outside. We're like, woo, perfect. Man, we turned that place into a straight, like, we we had all kinds of girls in there turning up, bro, every night. COVID did not exist to us. We didn't care.
And it seems as though societies became that way too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And I think I think the world is waking up, bro. Call me crazy, whatever. I think the world is waking up. And like we've been talking about this stuff, angel numbers, all that stuff for the longest time before. At times when if we would have said that publicly, people would have been like, these dudes is kind of tweaking, they're kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I think the world is waking up, and I think that, you know, with that comes a brand new wave of energy, brand new wave of artists. And I think because of that, the powers that be, they're trying to hold people down with certain big moves, you know, like that, if you ask me. like lockdown and the craziness. So
Yeah, it's a weird time we're living in right now. I say it's something out of a Jordan Peele film.
bro,
It's
it is.
it really is when you look at it. It's the upside down from Stranger Things, whatever you want to call it. Nothing feels
Yeah,
real
bro.
anymore.
Yeah, yeah. You know, everybody's talking about these different realities and all that stuff. Like, I think there's truth to a lot of that stuff. Which, you
Yeah,
know, if there's a version of me out there that's like changing the world and inspiring hella people, like that's the one I choose to bring towards, you know, this way. Everything's not so negative. People try to make it so negative. Like, you live in a negative world, your world will be negative. You live in a positive one, well, your world's gonna be positive. You know.
exactly. And you got to cut out all the snakes in order for you to have a positive world. And you've probably
Yeah,
done
bro.
that before. But your inspirations draw directly from The Weeknd, Michael Jackson, Frank Sinatra. I've heard all
Exactly.
about it. Bad Bunny. Those are your main
Yeah.
inspirations. So where does the inspiration come from, Frank Sinatra? Because that's such a rare
You
thing.
know,
The only way that people know Frank Sinatra is if they go to a Yankee game and they hear, well, New York, New York. You know. So tell me
exactly.
about your inspiration for Frank Sinatra.
So like I'm a dreamer. So I remember there was a lot of times when I'm listening to stuff like, you know, like honestly the first stuff I heard was Fly Me to the Moon. That was the
Mhm.
first song that I heard. And then I just started listening to all of that. And then that kind of, I'm not gonna say it's all the same genre, but it's that direction of music, like, you know, James Dean, just all that stuff. And I have like a playlist for that. And that shit makes me feel classy. Sit my leg crossed, sip some whiskey, bro. And it makes me feel like I'm already rich.
Like you're in
You
the
know what I'm saying?
mafia.
Yeah, like I'm like I'm that level of class, and I always was fascinated. I like the mafia stuff. You know, I don't condone the violence or anything, but I do like the vibe. The vibe is crazy. The Godfather, all of that. It's beautiful. So I think that there's just a little bit of that in there, and I also the biggest thing, which is something that I really want to do, is I want to bring nostalgia. I want nostalgia to be in my music as if you've already heard it and it brings you back to just a time that's never really happened. And
No.
maybe it is, you know, nostalgia because I want to bring that like, what did you call that? The roaring 20s or something like
Mhm.
that. I don't know, you know, I want to bring that vibe back because like you can feel that through the music. You can feel that like that era, the golden age of film, the golden age of, you know, that music, you know what I mean? I really want to bring that in some way, some shape, form, or fashion. I don't know how yet, but you know, I want to bring that.
That's fire. And you see how the impact of when we live in the nostalgia, as people say, we look at the fashion aspect of things. People like to dress like from the 80s or the
Yep.
90s
Yep.
and in today's landscape it's all over the place because people tend to like everything tight. It's all tight fits now.
Right. Facts.
But when we talk about
The loose
musically,
baggy is coming back though.
that's been my style because I've been baggy since 99,
Yeah.
as I say.
Yeah.
Born baggy.
Yeah.
When we when you
I
really
like
think
that.
when you really think about it though, you see what Tory Lanez has done. I know he's going through his controversy and you know with the trial, but he brought back Alone at Prom. That was an 80s pop sound effect.
Yeah. You know what? I love that. Like, that's why I like The Weeknd. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Kind of has his own vibration of it. I believe real art what's the saying? Good artists borrow, great artists steal. And I think the stealing is when you take it and you make it your own, you
Mm,
know? And that's what I kind of like what the Weeknd did. I feel like he was hella inspired by a few different things, but he took that and he really made it his own thing. Like, you know, it's him as soon as you hear the first note. You like, you know what I'm saying? And that's absolutely why what I'm trying to just bring from all these different like big things and kind of just make my own thing, you know?
with everything that goes on in the industry, we hear the 50 Cent stories about him getting blackballed by the whole Murder Inc. And I just think it's funny, the revenge story at the end of the game, because he becomes bigger than all of them. It takes him down himself by releasing all those diss tracks. So do you notice things, certain ways in
Monster.
the industry, some blackballing and keeping you out? You notice that yourself, and how do
Yeah,
you
man.
overcome that and keep it real with yourself to know that I'm gonna make it my own way?
Exactly, bro. So that's the way, bro. Is like I'm not looking for no deal. I'm not finna wait for nobody to sign me. I'm about to put myself on. I created my own deal. I basically crowdfunded it. I was like, yo, if you believe in me, you want to invest, let's get it together. You know, and I have a way to multiply money as well, because you know, I'm just I believe in compound interest. So I'm just making sure the people that have invested in me to support my music, they're gonna get their return regardless. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting that pressure on my art, but I'm gonna make this happen myself. And the cancel culture, I don't like that. And you know, I've experienced cancel culture in multiple ways, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times ego comes into play. And you know, you have power and you have an agenda and you want to take something away that you've given to somebody. Well, I don't want nothing from nobody. I want no handouts. I'm making myself, make this wave of my own, so I can show people, you know, like how to move when you have power, to be honest. Cause I'm not on no selfishness. I don't believe that's how you get there. When you're building something from nothing, you got to go with some people if you want to go far. You want to go fast, you can go alone, but shit's gonna crumble, you know.
Mm.
But if you want to go far, you need to go together. And so I'm really about spreading love, positivity, and building others up. And I believe that will protect me from that, you know, from being blackballed and canceled. Because I believe in freedom of speech. You got a view, so long as you ain't really hurting nobody. I believe you should be free to speak that. You know what I'm saying? Speak how you feel.
Yeah.
That's just
I
what I,
agree.
you know.
But then it becomes a hashtag, and like Tory Lane said in his song "The Vent," I'm not
Mhm.
scared of Twitter. It's not a real place.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's facts. I mean, you know what? These people be pop like I don't believe like if you want to be mainstream, which is basically just be on the platforms that are it, I think yeah, you need to go a certain route or something like that. But you know, I think even Kanye still has ultimate power because he touched so many people's hearts. So he could just post a flyer somewhere and be like, Kanye's having this thing, and people are gonna pull up. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I don't think that they can really take away your power. I think that that's why they want they want your soul because that's your human. That's the part that's so relatable. And I think if you really have that and you're able to like really impact people, then you can say stuff like that. You know, like Twitter's not a real place. I ain't scared of that. I'm in the real world.
Yeah. And it's so true. You know, I wish people could really start living in reality again, but who knows when that's going to happen? I think Twitter and Instagram would have to go away, and then maybe there would be world peace. But I think everyone would go crazy because everyone's so addicted to it.
Everyone's
But
so addicted to it.
I
Yeah,
want to get into your mentorship out in Houston. Your
yeah,
move to Houston because you reached out to your mentor. He said, "Come do some work for me, learn from me, and
yeah,
you can get going here." So, what were the most important things that you took under your wing and just to put
bro.
in the back of your
Honestly,
head during your time
yeah.
there?
So this is something that's really sticking with me, and that I hope sticks with most people. So I wanted him to be my mentor because he's an amazing leader. For one, he has so many people that follow him, and he knows what people are looking for out of life, and he tries his best to help them get it. I also wanted to be around him because he is very wealthy. He knows how to do money. Very creative with that, right? So one of the biggest things I learned from those two things that I was searching for was you need to love people and treat people how they want to be treated and how they want to be loved, not how you want to be treated. Because growing up, I heard, yeah, treat people how you want to be treated. You wouldn't like that, would you? That's only like half true. You need to treat people how they want to be treated. And at the same time, expect nothing less than the same, you know, but also expect to teach people certain things because they might not know. But treat people how they want to be treated, and you help people get whatever that they want, and you'll have whatever you want in life. And then the other things were what to do with a dollar, what to do with money, right? So I learned rich people do not work for money. You know, if you're poor, you're working for money. But here's the next part of it: you can work for money, and then once you get that money, you put it to work for you. The purpose of income is only to buy assets. It ain't to live, it ain't to go get a crib, it ain't to go flex in the club, it ain't to go buy a chain. It's to buy assets, and then you let that, those revenue producing assets let you buy you the toys and buy you the lifestyle and the fun. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a very long time to learn that. And I thank him for that. But even after you told me, I didn't know that. So, anybody listening that's trying to get something going and you're an artist, don't be a starving artist. Go get your bread, you know what I'm saying? And put that bread to work for you. Invest in assets. Your music might be an asset, but find some revenue producing assets so you can fund your own career, and then with that, oh, that's it actually. Yep.
No, but that's real talk right there and real advice, because when you think about it, these artists, and you look at even legendary artists from the 90s, and despite they signed bad deals, they had people screw them over with their contracts and they stole a lot from them. These artists weren't really wise with their money. They're buying all these clothes, sneakers, chains, and that's all a facade. And I watched this documentary on Netflix. I don't know, you might have come across it, how to save money or how to be better with your money. I watched it recently, and it
Yeah, I
had
know
like
what's up.
these four different people's stories: an NFL player, a woman who was a bartender that wanted to be an artist, and then
Wow.
there was like a couple, and then the other person, I forget the other person, I don't remember the fourth person, but it was like four people's different stories, and just how they, oh, you know what it was, there was a woman that was basically up to her neck in credit debt, and
Dang.
she had
Yeah.
credit card debt, so she had to figure out how to get out of that.
Yeah.
And
How to get her
that whole
bread.
Netflix documentary just kind of shows you that this whole world is just, it runs on money,
It does,
and
man.
everyone's going through some financial hardship in life, and
Yeah.
it's important, especially if you want to be in the entertainment industry. You got to save that and be wise. Enough of the
Yeah,
chains.
bro.
And I'm guilty too. I used to
Me
be a big
too.
sneakerhead.
Me too, man.
I've never
Like,
worn a lot of those sneakers that I have, so it's time to reinvest them, sell them, and pocket it.
yeah, yeah. In fact, bro, I'm a big, like that was me. And like it was only like what was this? A year ago, give or take, that I decided I've had enough. I was getting money, but at the end of the day, I still had $0 in my bank account at some point in time. So I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like I'm supposed to be, I wrote this and I'm not even there. I'm supposed to be, a multimillionaire at this age and I'm not even close. I don't even have a plan. Like what's gonna happen? So I had enough. And I felt like you don't get what you want in life, you get what you have to have. And when you've had enough and you say, I'm going to go get this, that's when, you decide to have that switch and like create that discipline in your mind. Cause then after that, after every single last bill that I already had was paid, every single last dollar went into assets. And then now I'm doing a lot better. So, you know,
This is important education for younger artists out there. It's just because we're not taught as a society. When we go to college, colleges teach, they don't teach you how to get out of debt. When you come out of college, you're in debt already.
in debt, bro. You're a slave to the system. They don't teach you how to be independent, how to be a free. They punish it.
Yeah.
They punish free thinking and independent thinking. You know what I'm saying? They use fear of like, of getting left behind a grade or getting dropped or failing a test to control you and to keep you in the system. Then as soon as you graduate, they throw you a little party and then they send you out there to go work, to go pay off this debt. So they put you in the system. And real talk, like I think only certain practices need an education like that.
Yeah.
You can go out there and figure it out. I learned a lot from college though. Don't get me wrong. Before I dropped out, it was more social knowledge and intelligence. Because before that, I was just in the hood. I was in the projects, running around with my hood friends, doing hood rat shit. And then I decided I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Started hanging out with a different crowd, and then because most people think in the hood only way out is football or some sport, and I did too. And I made it out with a camera.
Yeah.
I started filming, getting involved in all these clubs, and people just love me so much, and love my skill and the energy that I brought to the skill, that I got a scholarship. And also being in foster care helped. If you're in foster care, if you were ever in foster care, you have like scholarships out there, like for sure. Like they'll pay for you to go to college. They want you to go with a shitty GPA because my GPA was not good.
Now, the
So
major props to you, despite everything you've been through and being in foster care and actually going out there and pursuing college and eventually getting to where you're at now. Because a
yeah,
lot of people that breaks a lot of people. But I know you're big on saying that it's not what makes you; it's you look at it more as where you're going, where you're gonna
exactly.
be.
It's not right. So it's not where you're at. It's like that doesn't matter. What matters is where you're going. Doesn't matter what your environment looks like. Like I said, like it can be tough to think like that and to like believe that certain things are possible if everything in your environment looks like not that. You got people shooting up outside, or just like even your parents just talking about that's not possible. What's the plan B? What's the plan C? Or like, I don't know about that or whatever, because it's not real for them. You have to shut all that down and manipulate yourself into believing that this is right. You know what I'm saying? Like, nope. I've had the honor of being able to like mentor a couple of kids, and I've told them like, this is what I want you to do. I want you every single morning to listen to nothing but only positive. So you're gonna play something on YouTube, play Think and Grow Rich, play something. First thing when you do when you get up, when you go to sleep, play it too. Next thing you do, you write in that notebook what your life is gonna look like. Write it down every day. Watch what it does to your mind. You will start to believe at some point, no matter what's going on. And also, you want to go extreme with it. You really want results? Shut yourself off. Only keep a core group of like certain people that you might lock in and do this with, but shut yourself off from the rest of the world, bro. Because like if your environment's bad, cut them off. Lock in. That's what they mean by saying lock in, tunnel vision. And watch your mind get to this level of like belief, and that makes a difference. And then watch what you start attracting, because you start paying attention to this, that, and the third. And then the rest is history after
And,
that.
and you're making history yourself out here, just being everywhere. Dubai, Czech Republic. We've gotten into it all, but I want to start getting into these out of box artists that you want to work with because you have an open mind. Who are some out of box artists that you think would surprise people that you would love to get on a track with?
Hmm. Alive or not, or not alive?
Uh, well, you could always get some maybe posthumous recordings. So
That's true.
yeah,
So yeah, I think it would be amazing to do a track with someone like Skrillex for one.
okay.
Someone like Frank Sinatra, obviously.
Hmm.
That would be incredible. Michael Bublé would be like the closest thing. Like that'd be lit too, you know. I'm not a huge like rapper, but I love it. So if something crazy would have been Tupac. If he would have done the Dear Mama stuff, I would have came on there and slid on in some other shit. You know what I'm saying? That would have been incredible. Um, who else? Think there's anybody that I've been like, who do I want to get on a track with? I've said this before. Blanking. The weekend. Oh yeah, well the weekend, yeah, but that would be amazing. He said out of box. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, I think those are people that at least my current group of people that are listening, they'd be like, "What?" But they
Mm.
would love it because I make all types of music, man. I do. I just believe in just being so genuine about your crafts. Like, there's a million and one, Drakes or people trying to be Drake or trying to follow into his footsteps out there. There's a people because once somebody does something and they growth hack their way into it, it creates a whole nother wave of people. But it may work for the first few, but after that, it's like, like it's already been saturated. And I think the only way you can do it and people are really gonna feel you with music is if it's completely genuine. So who cares about trying to fit a mold? Don't try to like just go in there and create. And that's what I do every single time. I just go in there and I just create whatever is on my heart. And then yeah, and it usually comes out amazing. And if it's not gonna be released, it's just something for me, you know.
Drake needs to learn how to be like Drake again.
Right. I love him though because he's switching it up.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
you gotta adapt, you know what I'm saying? As much as we miss the old Drake, I think if he just stayed the old Drake forever, he just wouldn't be like it would be like whatever after a
Hmm.
while. He
What's
continues.
crazy is when we're talking about it, I don't even think I think Drake chases other people's sounds. And this is crazy because I don't know if you saw the news reports with XXX Tentacion that he's supposedly a murder witness in. So I know him.
Oh
He
wow!
apparently
I
he was
didn't even hear
stealing
about that.
XXX's flow on KMT back in the day. So there was a
Wow.
beef there.
I would
So
not be surprised at all because I mean, again, great artist still. So I mean,
Yeah,
cool.
it's
But
true.
at the same time, like you got to get your own. I mean, that's what I believe in. I believe getting get your own sound and like influence and wave going. So he already kind of did that and he made something happen. But this is why I really respect Bad Bunny. I don't know what he's saying at all, but the energy, you feel the flow, you feel the melody, and you feel him through the music. And I believe through that and him being so, genuine, he was about who he is, he became very controversial and like different because we're all super unique, but you have to truly tap in to your alter ego. And then that higher version of yourself will come out and people will flock to you. And that's what he did. He created an entire extreme mega wave, because he created something. He took from all the artists he loved. I heard him say in an interview, he loved Tupac and he loved I don't know, some reggaeton artist. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Daddy Yankee. Yeah.
Okay, Daddy
So
Yankee.
Daddy Yankee and um what did I just say? I'm high right now. Yeah, Daddy Yankee and Tupac. He fused
Yeah.
them together and he just created his own thing. But he loved both of those types of music. And so then thus, I don't think he was the first one to do it, but the Latin trap wave was born,
Mm.
and he shut it down, bro. So, look at the difference. Drake has been here longer, but I think if Bad Bunny stays out here just as long, he's gonna be way bigger than Drake. He's gonna be the artist.
It's possible, especially with him being international too. That's Drake's
Exactly.
pretty much international. I mean, he's the biggest name here,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but it's just weird. People from these other countries, they go so much crazier for their artists,
yeah,
because
it's
they're like, this is my country.
yeah. When we look at it, because you're a pop artist
Yeah.
and you can do rock, you can do so many other genres, and where you come from, where you're brought up, you're in the hip hop community. So when we look at back in the day, and I'm just going to expand this further and even to the rock genre, and we look at these
Yeah.
instances that go on with Woodstock '99, and you see all these bands like Korn and Limp Bizkit doing all these hip hop collaborations back in the
Yeah,
day.
no, all of this is great.
And it's almost that we kind of don't talk. We talk about Walk This Way with Run DMC being the major boom when hip hop and rock came together. Why is it
Yeah,
that
bro.
the
It's
hip hop community really doesn't tune into the other genres? It's almost like the hip hop community only wants to hear hip hop and R&B. Why don't we be more accepting of other genres when there's obviously other genres that are influenced by hip hop and respect
right,
it and collaborate. So why can't we
right.
be more open minded when it comes
And I
to
do that.
pop artists?
Yeah,
And 24K Golden, someone that was kind of breaking that mold a little bit too
exactly.
for
Yeah,
newer
yeah,
artists. So
yeah,
what's your
yeah,
take on
yeah.
that? Being a pop artist who can do everything pretty much.
Man, I really think that it's okay for one culture to believe in that. And if they're just like, yo, this is our junk, then that's they jam and just run that. I mean, I think a culture is accumulated by a whole group of people. So, if that's y'all's mindset, run that. More power to you. But you pop, like everybody says, bro, that's worldwide. You know, it's more impact than that and more money. You know what I'm saying? Because pop, it's a whole gigantic genre, and I think pop is just just like all because like people in the hip hop community, maybe not all of them, but they're gonna bob their heads to it too. They're gonna be like, okay, hey, this hard, bro, kind of snapping. Then you got people in Colombia and Dubai, and they're like, oh yeah, this is cool. They can all move their bodies and jam out to it and be impacted by it. So, there's something out there for everybody. And pop.
Yeah,
That's
just think about it. Jay-Z's biggest investment, Rihanna. That was a win. She's a big pop singer.
man. Seriously, bro.
Taylor
Like
Swift
I
collaborate
love
with
Rihanna.
Kendrick Lamar back in the day. Bad Blood. Katy Perry, E.T. with
I didn't
Kanye.
even know that one. Though. You just dropped. I didn't know Taylor Swift did something with who?
Kendrick Lamar, Bad Blood.
Whoa. Whoa, I didn't even. Oh, I did know that. I forgot. I know the song, but I didn't. I don't think that I've heard that remix. I'm gonna listen to that after this.
Yeah.
What? But that's beautiful. And you know what? It's because like, no offense or anything, but them hip hop artists, they need that.
Yeah.
They want to be on that same level, then you got to come pay respect to our genre now. You know what I'm saying? You have to. But same time, respect is yours.
Yeah. Absolutely. But
Yeah.
we got to get into this newest drop. How are you feeling about it and seeing the impact? Because you wanted to make music in real time. We talk about 6 a.m. attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what, bro? 6 a.m. I was literally really drunk and faded. And it was 6 in the morning. Had these two beautiful shorties with me. and we came right here to the crib in the studio, and the vibe was just immaculate. And I just wanted to capture that vibe. Like I said, I want to bring nostalgia to the world, like because it's familiar, but like I ain't heard this before. And I wanted to create a whole experience, and the vibe was just like the sun is getting ready to come up at any moment, but I don't want to go to sleep. I'm just feeling like I'm woozy. I'm feeling lit. The vibes are great. You got these beautiful women here. You're just living. You feel free.
Getting out and ain't leaving until 6 in the morning, like Snoop Dogg.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? And it was also like coming from a place of self-power too, because it was like, I don't care what you're talking about, shorty. Like, watch your attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good. But yeah, yeah. Capture the
Crazy.
vibe, bro.
But I always like that capturing the moment in time, and I think you did it perfectly on this track. And we look at Drake's 5 a.m. in Toronto, 9 a.m. in Dallas.
Always a good time,
Yeah.
right?
So you see all these time tracks going on. I like how the wave is really it's
Right.
going there now.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, no, yeah, it is, bro. And that's kind of, I mean, like, it's about experience, right? And like, I think because there's so much music out there, this is my time because I'm an experienced guy. I want to bring a whole experience. I'm not trying to just drop a bunch of content. I want to drop the most wild experience, which is why I started taking investors, because I need more bread if I'm going to do this the way I want to. If I want to break out in the way that I want to, if I want to, if I want to bring to this world what I want to and the way I want to, I had to raise a lot more money. So with that, I think that if you can recreate a moment in time, that's a whole enthralling experience. That's why look at VR coming to the world now, because people want to be more immersed in it. And so if you can do that, like The Weeknd, I respect it. And Travis Scott too. Love him too. He's amazing. Because they'll take a song or a whole album, whole concept, forget it, the whole career. They'll take a whole sound, a whole, a few albums, a particular song, create a whole event out of it, create movies through film out of it. And that's exactly what I want to do. If I'd had a bigger budget for this song, you better believe it. Who knows? Maybe we can visit it in the future. I have a whole concept for it in my head, but whatever.
I'm sure you'll make it happen because you're making everything happen for you thus far come to fruition. Ziggy and Friends tour, that's coming soon.
Yep. Well, first part already happened.
It's already
But
happened.
yeah. But there's another one coming soon for sure. And that whole thing is predicated about everything that I've been speaking, spreading love, positivity, and building each other up. I've been stepped on my toes a few times, but I'm not doing it, for myself necessarily. I'm really doing it because I want to show people what's really good. And it's a tour where I come and bring on my friends and stuff, and we just go crazy and we just go turn up the vibes in the city. Arizona was amazing. That's where I'm from, obviously. So I had major support, and I was lit. It was like a whole week of just turning up and just spreading vibes and just, the energy was crazy. Houston was amazing too. Vegas didn't happen. We ended up canceling it, and that's why we're gonna come back to the game. What else was there? There was a few, man. I don't even remember right now, but they were all good. So, but that's the vibe of it. And putting on my friends. People already know who they are too now. They're all doing pretty well. I think we're bringing a whole new wave to this, similar to like honestly what X and them did. I really respect it. Didn't follow them too closely, even though I do realize I have very similar hair. But when I got it, I didn't even realize that that's what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yo, just dye half of it. Just bleach half of it. Just try something new. Yeah. Yeah, what I really respected is that, and this is why I believe what I believe. I saw a picture of them all together. They were all friends, and they were all dusty as hell. Way before they had anything going on, they all were just in a picture together. I seen Ski Mask and Little Pump and Juice World. I seen a lot of these dudes in the picture together, and I was like, there's no coincidence that they all blew up. You know what I'm saying? They were all connected in some way together. And the picture didn't look like it's just a bunch of, looked like they were all vibing for sure. And energy, vibration, frequency. They were vibrating on that frequency together. And then they all blew up. Same thing's gonna happen with all my bros. Shout out to Kyle the Hooligan. Shout out to Wave Pop. They're all gonna be back looking like, oh wow, these guys were all friends before. Not only that, yeah, we slept in cars together. We was all homeless together. Now none of us is. Everybody's doing very well. Like, it's crazy, and we're all about to break into this game with a crowbar. So,
Yeah. Birthdays were the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we thirsty.
Thursday, yeah, for real, bro. Damn right, I like the life I live because I'm from negative to positive.
You already know, man, and you're doing that right now, and it's gonna be more champagne sipping for sure in the future for you.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate that, brother.
Anything else, man? You want to let the audience know that we didn't cover here tonight, man?
Uh, the only thing I got to say, bro, in the mind is where you're made. Anybody don't believe in you, it's just not for you. You know what I'm saying? Go make that happen, whatever it is. And I'm going to show the world I am the next one. I'm the next global pop star. If you're here for it, let's do it together. If not, watch me.
He's definitely is for sure. Make sure you tune in. Ziggy, I want to thank you for coming on the show, man. I appreciate your time and just your honesty and just your story already and
Thanks,
the
bro.
courage that you've shown despite where you came from and where you come this far. I applaud you on that, man. Major salute to you and everything that you're doing out here. And I look forward to seeing you on the billboards,
Thank you,
seeing you
bro.
at the Grammys, all the big time awards. I mean, I'd rather be at the MTV Music Awards. I mean, that's the Grammys. They don't
Hey,
care. They don't care about
love
hip
it.
hop, but don't. I guess you
Right,
can't knock
right.
it. An award's an award, right?
Facts, man. Facts. Hey, man, I need an MTV Music Video Award too, for sure. Just because I
Yeah.
grew up on that, man.
Yeah.
That was true. But yeah, bro, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for having me on the platform, bro. I really appreciate it. This is a dream come true right here, man. You have no idea. It's incredible for me.
Really.
Yeah.
I
Hell yeah.
appreciate
Yeah, bro. So thank you, man.
I appreciate it. And shout out to Richard Dean for connecting us too.
Yeah, man. She's the best, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Grunge Cake.
Yeah, shout out to Grunge Cake and all that she does for putting on independent artists, upcoming artists that
Yeah,
such as
bro.
yourself, up and coming in the game.
Thank you, man. And everything that she's doing in the Afro pop scene as well. She's killing it.
Yeah,
She's bringing
absolutely.
she's
One of
part
the
of the
realest.
yeah, for real.
Let
So
them know where they can follow you on Instagram. Did we tap
yeah,
that in yet?
no, not yet. At Ziggy.Zeigler. So spell it Ziggy.Zeigler. And same name everywhere. Ziggy Zeigler. Double Z's.
You already know. And is it? I think you have a podcast too. Did you have a podcast?
No, I just been on
No,
the
I've
podcast.
seen
But
that on the podcasting. When I was doing my research. I was like, "Do you have a podcast?"
no. So that's my boys. Shout out to them though. The Leak podcast. And
Okay.
yeah, it's like the whole theme is The Simpsons. It's like crazy. Dude is like hilarious. And he's just my dog. And like he's killing it with that. And he's been killing it with that. And he always says iron sharpens iron. So whenever we get together, abundance just starts to come forward for everybody. So he just came on the Ziggy and Friends tour with me to document everything. He's actually a whole big part of it. So he'll be a part of it when we start again too. So yeah.
You already know, man. Ziggy, thank you again, man. You're always welcome on the show. We'll
Thank you,
tap
bro.
back in when you're ready, when you got a new project dropping, and
Absolutely. I
make
appreciate that, brother.
2023 be the year for you, man.
Amen. Amen. And I accept it. Thank you.
You already know, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care. Stay safe. Happy holidays and all that.
Thank you, brother. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Happy
God
holidays.
bless, man. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Peace out, man.
Peace, brother.